Hello and welcome to the Tarkus Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today we're playing the game Diablo 4 and we're in Champion's Demise. Just started it here. It's a good XP farm for my level. I'm just going around today to try to, in this dungeon, just to see how well I do if I just use two abilities. I'm going to use Challenging Shout and I'm going to use Iron Skin. So I just figured, why not? Why don't we just, I'm not going to auto attack, I'm not going to whirlwind, I'm just going to use two abilities for this entire run and see how well it goes. Two defensive abilities. And I do want to try to clear this as fast as possible. So we're just moving along here. I'm not going to use any health potions. Ooh, I'm frozen. Oh, I might auto attack by a person just by clicking on the screen, but I'm not meaning to. I'm just standing here. Now, I'm not probably going to stay and wait for these chuckers, these spear chuckers to kill me. I'm just going to go here and, I mean, they just attack so slowly. They're just not worth my time. So we're just gonna move on here. So I'm not attacking, I'm just standing here. Just standing here, not doing any attacks. Just using two defensive abilities. There's a event right there. Yeah, those spear chuckers and they don't have a good hit. I mean, they'll throw spears at me and miss me 90% of the time. So I'm just, at this point in the game, just farming levels until I get to 100. And I guess I'll just wait till next season and see what they do with the seasons. I'm just hoping that they make the game a little bit more difficult. I'm hoping that they add more clan play, like stuff that the clan can do together. I mean, right now, the game caps you at a 4-member party, which, for the content the way it is, that's a good balance, 4 players can do the content somewhat challenging and high-level nightmares. But what I'd like to see is like some cool clan activity, like 12 to 14 member teams to take on, something similar to a world boss, but within their own instance. You know what I mean? You just go into the instance like World of Warcraft did, raid events. And I know Diablo has never done that kind of, these are just spear chuckers. They've never really incorporated that within the Diablo universe, but I think that's what this game needs at this point. I mean, right now it's just like I said in another video, for me it's like a walking simulator. I'm just trying to get to 100 to say I got to 100, but I'm not. And I've done the campaign, I've done most of the content, world content. I've got all the Paragon points for the Renown. And now I just, to challenge myself, I run dungeons, just using defensive abilities. I mean, that's maybe it's the fact that they need to maybe readjust the thorns, how people can build thorn builds and reduction builds. I mean, maybe that's the problem, is they need to gimp this, because I mean, come on. I mean, this is somewhat crazy. I just want to be up here so they can all hit me. That I can run a XP farm and basically run the entire farm on 2 abilities. 2 defensive abilities without having to whirlwind, without having to actually attack anything with my primary weapon. Okay, that should give me unstoppable. Yeah, I do have a aspect on one of my gear that makes me unstoppable when I pop, iron skin or stone skin. What is it? Iron skin, yeah. When I pop that, I get a unstoppable. Yeah, I don't stop for these chuckers. They're just not worth it. They don't attack that much. I guess if I would have outright attacked them, I'd burn them down. But that, I figured, let's do this video where I'm just using actually 2 abilities to run an entire tier 4. I mean, I'm in the world tier 4. I mean, this is the hardest, tier. Let's drag these guys together. Well, this might be a challenging one with the dome. I might have to pop a war cry if I want to do any damage. Let me just maybe. I mean, some of them are saying they're immune. I don't know what it is they're immune to. Maybe the bleeding effect that I have. I still haven't popped an offensive ability. I haven't attacked whirlwind. No, I'm standing in the middle of all that poison. Just standing here. Taking little to no damage. So I took that mob on with the dome. Oh, it looks like I got a ancestral amulet. Oh, lucky me. So I took that guy on with the dome, and it seems I was thinking of popping a war cry only because I just wanted to maybe do some extra DPS with my thorns, because it does affect thorns. It affects any damage you do, but I didn't have to do it. I think this ends up being a full run. Yeah, that's an entire full run. I used no whirlwinds. I used no auto attacks. I didn't use my berserk. I did not use my war cry. The only 2 abilities I used was Iron Skin and Challenging Shout for this entire run. So I mean, I think maybe they've got to lower the Thorns build. Now, my understanding with the updates and the seasonal content after watching the live stream was the fact that they were going to change the way the Paragon tables were going to look. And maybe in the future Paragon tables, they won't have so much damage reduction or so much thorns output a possibility, because I mean that's another way to adjust your game, is if you're making the Paragon boards different each time, so that the end game builds are different. Because right now, you look at your abilities and you go to your Paragons, these boards might not exist in the new update, or they might be changed quite a bit. So this kind of build might not be possible. But right now it is possible to build a build that can basically solo a tier 4 dungeon and not have to auto attack or whirlwind once, and just use 2 defensive abilities. All right. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you for joining me. This has been the Tarkus Zone.